What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to another Wi-Fi battle. In today's video, we're going to be going up against Yoku. His links will be down in the description below. Make sure you check him out. Really cool guy. I've known him for a long-ass time now, so he's somebody that I would consider to be like one of the first people that like really got to know me. So it's really cool to be playing him in Gen 8. So apparently there's a way. Hold on, let me make sure we can do level 100. Level 100, okay. Hopefully it says yeah. But the team that I'm using in this battle is a little unique. I kind of just threw some stuff together, put it in the game, and we're going for it. Moved around the face cam and stuff. He did say level 100 was perfect. That's amazing. Okay. So the team that I'm bringing is this one right here. I'm bringing an Agility Gigantamax Kingler. I'm bringing a Choice Scarfed Rotom Heat, Focus Sash Lead, Spikes plus Toxic Spikes Roserade, my typical Corviknight, Choice Scarfed Hydreigon, and then Fizdef Rocks. I believe I also have Memento on my Runerigus. So this team, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it. And we're going to go with, let's go with Oleana. I can't hear it. I can't hear the music anyway, so what does it really matter? Let's see what my opponent's bringing. So my opponent just brings a hardcore OU team. Luckily, my opponent does not bring T-Tar plus Drill. That'd be really difficult for my team to handle. My opponent absolutely hates Kingler once I set up an Agility. Absolutely hates it. I kind of just want to lead off with my Roserade. I really want to get up a Spike. But realistically, I don't even think that a Spike is going to be that good here. We'll lead off with it. If anything, we'll just get off a really powerful hit with like Leaf Storm or Sludge Bomb. And if it's against the Dragapult, then I will be able to put it in range of Kingler, which would be really nice. If he leads off with Pharaoh, I'm probably just going to set up a couple spikes on him. I have Runerigus specifically because it is one of the best checks to Excadrill that's also a spin blocker, so that's kind of why I went with Runerigus. So I'm going to lead off with Toxtricity. Okay, so how much am I doing? Leaf Storm is doing a really good chunk. But I also just want to get up a Spike. Yeah, I'm just going to get up a Spike. If he outspeeds me, I know he's Scarfed, but he does not outspeed me, so I assume he's actually Specs. And he goes right for the Boom Burst. So I'm actually going to fire off a Leaf Storm after this. That is 100% Specs. 100% Specs. Yeah, I think I'm just going to fire off a Leaf Storm. Yeah. Get off some damage. I got up a layer of Spike. Yeah. We'll fire off a Leaf Storm. Get off about 50% on this thing, depending on his spread and depending on his item and stuff. And I do a little over 50, which is really, really good. And this thing is now weakened. Because I know he's Specs, I kind of sort of want to go into my Hydreigon and start firing off Dark Pulses. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to go into my Hydreigon and I'm going to fire off a Dark Pulse. My opponent doesn't have the best switch-ins to Dark Pulse. Like, realistically, I guess Ferrothorn is their best switch-in. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fire off a really free Dark Pulse here. I assume it's either Rotom or Pharaoh coming in. Goes into Ferrothorn. Honestly, I might just Flamethrower this bitch. If I'm being 100% honest with you guys. Because Gigantamax Kingler really doesn't have that good of a matchup in this one. He has a Rotom. He has a Gyarados. I kind of just want to nuke this thing. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And he did not pull a double. This thing is dead. And that actually does free up my Kingler a little bit. Without Gigantamaxing, just regular agility Kingler. Which is pretty good. And this thing is able to live hits from pretty much everything on his entire roster and kill everything. The only issue would be Rotom. I think the only issue would be Rotom. But realistically, this Hydreigon is just going to put a massive dent in my opponent's team. Could go into Dragapult. Let me calc that. If he goes into Dragapult, I'm going to hard go into my my Corviknight. If he goes into anything that is not named Dragapult, I'm going to... He went into Rotom. Don't I just fire off Max Wormwind? If he's offensive, it's going to take about 70%, and then his entire team dies to Kingler after an agility. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a little bit stronger than Draco, and Draco is doing about 75% or so. So we're just going to fire off a Max Wormwind. If he outspeeds me, he's Scarfed, and that's really good to know, but he does not outspeed me. And yeah, that's offensive Rotom for sure. This could be Specs. He goes right for the rest. Is he Resto Chesto? He is Resto Chesto. I'm going to fire off a Max Darkness, I think. Because it'll lower his Spadef, and then I can kill him with a Dark Pulse after. Even if he clicks Rest here and he stalls out my Dynamax, I get to spam Dark Pulse after this, and he won't be able to take that on, especially now that he's at minus one Spadef. Does go for the Volt Switch, which is fine. Now his Dragapult is actually not safe because I have my Scarf back intact. And I believe Dragapult just dies to a Dark Pulse. He goes into Excadrill. I need this. I think I'm going to go to my Corviknight. I can live any one hit from this thing. And I need to pop his balloon. So I'm going to Dark Pulse him. If he spins, he gets rid of a single layer of Spike. That's fine. I can get up Hazards later. And he did go for the spin. So I will still outspeed him, and I can still fire off a Dark Pulse here. This is really, really good for me. Really, really good for me. Because I just get to fire off another Dark Pulse, and my opponent does not have a switch in to Hydreigon. Perfect. Now, so he's going to go into Gyarados here. And my Dark Pulse does not two-shot, so I'm going to pull a hard switch into my Rotom Heat, expecting the Max Airstream. And I can just fire off a Thunderbolt, and it might actually kill it. If he has no bulk, it puts him at 331. So 662. He goes for sub. Okay, that's fine. Because now I get to Volt Switch on it. Now I get to Volt Switch and break it. And if he Dynamaxes here, he's actually in range of Thunderbolt when I come back in. And I'm going to bring in something that realistically my opponent is not going to want to leave in. So I might bring in... Oh, hey, sub doesn't stick whenever you Dynamax. Wow, that's really good knowledge. Wow, that's phenomenal knowledge. I didn't know that. Wow. I had no idea the sub would disappear. Wow, that's awesome. Now, obviously, since my opponent went for Max Geyser, I'm going to lose my Corviknight here, I think. Unless I pull a switch. Because I kind of sort of need this for Dragapult. But my Hydreigon just clean sweeps right now. Unless he's Scarf Dragapult. But if he goes for Max Airstream, I'll resist it. He has to go for Max Geyser here. He has to. I think I'm going to sack off my King Tut. Yeah, I'm going to sack off my King Tut because my opponent has to go for Max Geyser here. If he goes for Max Airstream, he's not going to be able to knock out my Corviknight. And he did go for Max Geyser, sweet. So now I'm able to go back into my Rotom, click Volt Switch, and then proceed to do great things. Literally the only reason why I have Rotom on this team is for Gyarados. I think that's the only reason why a lot of people run Rotom, but I didn't want to run Rotom Wash because it's just too standard. And I wanted something to be able to check both Ferrothorn and Toxapex in one Pokemon. So goes for Max Guard. That's fine. I can just still fire off a Volt Switch. My end game here, I think, is going to be with my... It could be with my Kingler. Realistically, if I get up in agility, my Kingler could just win. If I... What would I do it against? The Dragapult would be the only thing. Now, trying to think. I kind of just want to drop in my Hydreigon. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Because if he goes into his Dragapult, what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to Dark Pulse it. It does 100%. If it doesn't kill and he's physical, then I'll be able to go into my... my Kingler, and I'll be able to set up, and I will be able to sweep. If he goes into it and it's special, I get to go into my Rotom, and I get to click Volt Switch and finish it off. Yeah. So I'm in a really good scenario right here. Goes into Toxtricity. That's fine. I'm going to click Dark Pulse, and I should kill this thing. I should kill this thing. I'll be shocked if this doesn't kill. Nice. Man, Hydreigon put in the work this game. Hydreigon put in the absolute work. Okay, so he goes into Dragapult. So this is the moment of truth, right? If my opponent is Scarfed and he goes for a Dragon-type move, I'm going to try to set up with my Kingler. If he's not Scarfed, I do 100% minimum. He's not Scarfed. Let's see if he's like Assault Vest or Focus Sash or something along those lines. He's not. Hydreigon, I think, got every single kill. That crit did not matter in the slightest. I wish I could say it did, but it did not. The calc for that is literally does 100% minimum. And then this Rotom is unable to beat the remaining Pokemon that I have. I'm just going to go for a Dark Pulse, and it should pick up the kill from this range. If not, it's going to be a little annoying, but it should be fine. Perfect. And there we go. And that is the game. Hydreigon picked up, I think Hydreigon picked up all 6 kills. I think it picked up literally every single kill. Dragapult, Ferrothorn, Rotom, Toxtricity, Gyarados. Or no, it didn't kill Gyarados. I don't remember. But he got a lot of kills, and that is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like down below for me. If you guys are new, please make sure to subscribe because I am uploading pretty consistently, and there's big things coming in the very near future, so I hope that you guys are excited for them. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.